We're going to be working on the back squat today. It's great exercise because it's a compound movement, meaning we're hitting a lot of different muscle groups. And we're also getting a lot of different joint movement where we're working with our hips, knees, and ankles. Before we get into the actual exercise, the muscles that we're hitting up most today, we're getting a lot of quad activation, quadriceps, working a little bit on our glutes and hamstrings as well. From our torso, also a big exercise for our erector muscles on our back, our abdominals, and our obliques, bringing some stability as well. And even though we're not pressing actively or pulling anything with our upper body, we still get a little bit of muscle activation up here too, mostly on our posterior shoulders, including our trapezius muscles and our rhomboids. So now we'll start getting into the setup and the movement itself. We will first want to start out with a good base. So our feet, about shoulder width apart. That means our heels are going to be just outside of our hips, just outside. Toes should be pointed outwards just a little bit. We'll get to that in our common mistakes. We definitely do not want to be angled in, and we don't want to be, most people don't go straight forward. There's a couple you do depending on your body types, but for the most part, angled outside just slightly. Now with the bar, resting on our upper back. Again, depending on body proportions, where you grab your hands is going to be different. It might be a little wider for some, it might be pretty close for others. For most people, just outside of our shoulders, somewhere that's comfortable for you. Now there's a couple things we need to think about when we start the movement. Number one is hips back. Number two, thinking about our knees going out. Number three, heels. You want to feel like the weight of the squat is going through your heels and into the ground. That's how you're going to push up. 4, we're going to get that femur parallel to the ground. And 5, at the top of the movement, we're going to extend our hips forward a little bit. So, all together, we're looking like this. I'm sitting back. My knees are driving out. My femurs get parallel to the ground. I'm driving through my heels. And when I get to the top, I extend my hips. So again, going down and then up. Now from the side, again, I'm thinking about sitting back first, driving my knees outwards, feeling the weight through my heels, extending my hips at the top. Now with breathing on this, we want to breathe in on our eccentric movement when our going through the muscles lengthening contraction. So I'm breathing in on the way down. And then as I come up, my concentric contraction, I'm breathing out there. Now, there's the Valsalva maneuver. That's going to be more for our experienced people. So you're going to breathe in, catch your breath right here, and then explode up, and you're going to be breathing out on the way up. But again, that's going to be for more experienced. Some common mistakes we see, like I mentioned before, with our feet, the reason we're angling them out is to get our knees to go out. What we don't want to see is those valgus knees where they're caving in, a lot of joint instability, and easy way to get injured there. Another one we'll commonly see is weight forward. So we're leaning through the balls of our feet. That'll, again, lead to some instability. It can make you fall forward and get injured. So what we don't want to see is those heels coming up off the ground and leaning forward. And kind of with that, another common mistake is our chest dropping. So you don't want to be coming down to the ground. The torso stays in a relatively upright position. It'll bend forward a little bit, but we're staying upright, heels or weight through our heels, and then we're back up. So those are some of our common mistakes. Like you said, it's a great exercise to do, hitting a lot of different body parts, and great for stability and our lower body.